Hey guys, it's John Elder and Corey Brewer. We're back again from Egoscue, Nashville. Today we're talking to you triathletes out there. I did my first triathlon last year. I got 2 more coming up this season. And I know how important it is to stay functional, to stay efficient, let the body work for you rather than against you as you're competing in your tris. So today we're going to talk about the upper body, but also how it relates to the lower body a little bit. There's a lot of upper demand that goes into being a triathlete. Start out swimming, get the upper body moving, then you go to the bike and you're in that aero position for so long, especially for you guys that are doing the Ironman distance triathlons. You're on the bike for a long time, some of you 5, 6, 7 hours even. In basically one position, upper back engaged while you're asking the hips to work. And then by the time you get to the run, the upper body is so tight, it's been working so hard, that you may actually be running with your upper body or more of your upper body than you are your lower body. You may not have much left on the lower half because the upper body is so engaged and it's been compensating and working so hard over the previous hours of that race. So today, we're going to try to kind of link the upper body and lower body together, make sure your upper body is functional and efficient as you head into that run, and we're going to give you 5 exercises to do prior to the triathlon starting. So we're going to start with a standing quad stretch. So Corey, I want you to come over here to the door for me. I'm going to have you hold on to that. Yep, the trim there on the left side, and we're going to bring the right leg up behind you. Now, a lot of things are going on here. Number one, I want Corey to kind of shift to her right so that the standing leg is in alignment. This exercise is just as much about stretching the quad on the up leg as it is loading the down leg and making that hip work. I want her hips side by side, so bring this right hip up just a little bit, and we want the knees side by side, and then when she gets into that position, I want her to kind of tuck under like she's doing like a suck and tuck movement almost. We're going to tuck under and we're going to hold. We're going to do each leg for about a minute. Go ahead and switch sides for me. So again, we want this leg straight, so I'm going to shift her to the left just a little bit. Hips are level, knees are side by side, and tuck under, suck and tuck, trying to pull the belly button kind of up towards her chin. Again, just as much about stretching the leg as the up leg as it is loading the down leg. Good. Go ahead and relax out of that. Come out here for me. Next exercise we're going to do is called standing elbow curls. I want you guys to come into our modified golfer's grip, which has the fingertips curled into the top of the palm, so you're actually able to see the rest of the palm. Good. Bring the knuckles to the temples. And we're going to bring the elbows together, touch them together in the middle of the face, right in the front of the face, right on that midline. And I want the elbows side by side, so don't let one come in high or low. Go as far backwards and as far forward as you can, touching the elbows right in the midline of the face. We're going to do 30 of these. Keep your stomach relaxed. Feet pointed straight ahead, just like Corey has it. Good. 30 times. If you need to split it up into sets of 10 or 15, you can. Ultimately, we want to see you go straight through 1 to 30. Good. Come down on your hands and knees for me. Perfect. We're going into static extension position next. Our starting position has the hip directly in line with the knees, shoulder directly in line with the wrists. Corey, I want you to walk your hands forward, 1 hand length. We want you to shift the weight forward so the shoulder's in line with the wrist again. We're going to let the shoulder blades collapse together. We're going to let her head drop. And then I want her to arch her back like she's trying to stick the butt in the air to create the little curve there in that lumbar spine. You should see that the hips have drifted forward of the knees about 6 inches. So what I don't want is the body getting too flat. I don't want there to be a straight line between the knee, the hip, and the shoulder. So stay right there. Kind of turn those elbows in towards each other. Good. We're going to stay here for 2 minutes. If 2 minutes gets to be doable, not much of a challenge anymore, bump it up to 3 minutes. Great. Come over on your left side for me, Corey. Next exercise we're going to do is called upper spinal floor twist. So you're going to be on your side, kind of in the fetal position. Arms are going to be straight out, one on top of the other. I want you to kind of tuck the bottom shoulder a little bit underneath you so you're laying on the deltoid, not back on the shoulder blade. I want you on the deltoid. Knees and hips at about 90 degrees. Top arm is going to open up. Head is going to follow the hand. Bottom hand is is going to come right here and hold the knees together. So we don't want the knees to slide. Keep those knees stacked, one right on top of the other. We're going to work on the diaphragmatic breathing here. This is going to help you as you get into that. If you're doing an Ironman, hours 10, 11, 12, or beyond, we're going to start getting you into doing diaphragmatic breathing. So I'm putting my hand right in between the top of the hip and the bottom of the rib cage and kind of grabbing that diaphragm muscle to give her body a reference point that I want her breathing into on the inhale. So when she breathes in, you can see my hand move out. So my hand moves out and up and goes in towards her body on the exhale. Also on the exhale, we should see her shoulder blade dropping a little bit closer to the floor, but without the knees moving. Knees are looking pretty good there. Good. Close up for me. Of course, you flip over on the other side and do both. I want you down there about 2 minutes each side, and then come over on your hands and knees for me. Head's going to be down here. Good. Last exercise we're going to do, cats and dogs. I want the hip right in line with the knee, shoulder in line with the wrist, and I want you to take the mid-back and push it up towards the ceiling. Let the toes relax out behind you. Good. So we're taking the whole spine into flexion, and then bringing the whole spine down into extension. So the head comes up, shoulder blades drop together, but not up. Think about bringing the shoulders back and down. Taking that nice arch into putting that nice arch in the back. Arch up and down. Good. 10 of these. Nice controlled motion. Try not to drive the motion from the mid-back. I know that's how I described it to you, of pushing that low back or that mid-back up towards the ceiling. But try to get the motion driven from the pelvis. So she's tucking under, pause for me here just a second. She's tucking under right now, almost like she's trying to look at her belly button, trying to pull the pelvis under, and the head flexes down as she goes through the motion. The other thing I don't want to see is as she comes into this motion, I don't want to see the hips shift backwards. So we don't want to see the forwards, backwards movement. We want to stay stable. Hip on top of the knee, shoulder on top of the wrist through the whole motion. Good. If you have any questions, contact us, Nashville@Egoscue.com. You can reach me at johne@Egoscue.com. Give us a call, 615-771-8556. Best of luck with tri-season. I'll be out there racing right alongside of you, and if you see me on the road, say hey.